Joining us now is Andrew Gordon, and we both hail from Missouri. We're not going to be talking too much about that today, but I'm excited because we're going to be talking about therapy. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
At what age did you go to your first therapist?
That's a great question. I went in my early 20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how was that experience for you?
Oh my gosh.
Was it motivating? Is that why you decided to go into this as a field?
That's a great question. Part of that. The other part is that my dad is actually a marriage and family therapist. And so I grew up in that kind of environment, and I just saw the fruit of that, like in the family environment. And so pivoting from acting, that was like the next most interesting thing to me.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So I grew up in a house that we talked about transcendental meditation, like cold pricklies and warm fuzzies, and the way that you have communication with people. My parents belonged to Marriage Encounter back in the day. So I also grew up in this like kind of, I don't know, Midwesterny kind of vibe of like trying to do the right thing and be positive, and how your thoughts, manifest what you're doing. And I didn't realize what that early training was, because a lot of times people don't get that.
No.
They don't ever get any of those conversations.
It's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you went to the therapist and you said, "Hi, my name is Andrew."
Yeah. Help me.
Help me.
Yeah.
Then you went to school and
Yeah.
you became trained. Now, when you said that you also had a little bit of love for the theater, what was that?
Yeah, I got my BFA in acting, and then I moved to the city, and I sort of auditioned for a couple years. I did a lot of improv and sketch comedy, and so the pivot to therapy, I was actually really surprised that I feel like so many skills from improv and comedy and acting kind of cross over into therapy, and so it was it was kind of an interesting shift.
I would, if I were you, like I even do, like sometimes I'll come in here singing. I sing a lot.
Yeah.
Like it just like something that happens. Like,
Same.
So do you ever like walk into the office and you're like, ta-da, here I am, or whatever? Like
Sure.
do you have a playful banter sometimes with,
Oh,
if it
totally.
works? Is that one of the skill sets you want to bring forth?
Yes. I feel like people often think, therapy is really like all serious and we're just gonna dive right into the pain. But like what I love to do is create safe spaces that are also joyful and playful. And I think the work can actually be so much more fruitful with kind of that element of play.
I agree.
Yeah.
By the time, somebody gets to be my age, I've had some relationships. Not every relationship works out. I think I only have one set of friends that are still high school sweethearts that are still married today.
Wow.
Right?
That's amazing.
And I love that for them. I really do.
Yeah.
It was not my path.
Sure.
When somebody, so I like one of the things on here because it says, are you feeling steamrolled by a particular relationship and wishing you had the courage to stand up and create a boundary?
Yeah.
So one of the things that you're doing is you're fostering either healthier relationships or helping someone cure the past so that they can get into a healthier relationship.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally.
When you realize that you're able to help people out of their helplessness, how does that make you feel as a therapist?
It makes the work feel really worth it.
Okay.
And it is exciting, like to see the change in people in real time, to see the transformations happening in real time, and to get to be a part of that. Like, one, it's such an honor to just like hold space for people's stories, and an honor to be like invited into some really like vulnerable places that they maybe have never talked to anyone about. And so it's like, it's an honor, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what I do too when you talk about holding a space for somebody, because
Yeah.
that's really what I'm trying to do. I want to shine a light on you, Andrew, so that you can go and help others, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You specialize in one category, which is the LGBTQ plus folks. In regards to like their spirituality and also their religious trauma, right? Let's touch upon that, because I feel like that's somewhat maybe newer in the last decade. It was almost like you just don't tell anyone. Right? Especially if you're from a religious family, you don't tell anyone. So are you finding that people are coming to you to kind of help them, have those conversations?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's I can't remember the specific statistic, but it's like maybe 80-ish% of LGBTQ plus people grew up in the church. And so you have a lot of people who, just came away from that experience with with a lot of trauma. And so being able to, hold spaces for people to become like integrated versions of themselves where, this spiritual part of them that they for so long, kind of fractured and were like, I don't know, I can't really have this part because it's not accepted. It's sort of looking at how can we bring back those pieces into the whole puzzle of who you are as a person.
I have this one friend that I'm thinking about right now, and they love both. They embrace who they are as a person, but they are also very spiritual. And they love their God. They love being a good person. They love it, and it's great. And it's an interesting thing when you're able to just merge the best of all things into your individuality. So
exactly.
Well, I thank you for the time that you're here. If there's one tip you would like to give someone that's just like maybe just afraid to even pick up the phone to call you, what would you like to say to them?
I would want to say that, first of all, I really understand like how scary it can be to make that first call and to venture into therapy. But what I could tell people is that it is so worth it. And the changes and the benefits you experience from therapy are things that you will have for the rest of your life. And so it is so worth it. And so I just champion them and I encourage them to make that first step.
Well, I thank you very much for joining us. I really, truly do. We had asked one of the things about growing up in Missouri, especially St. Louis, is we always say, where did you go to high school? And I said, I went to Hazelwood Central class of 83, and you shared with me.
Westminster Christian Academy. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Until today.
Until today.
Thank you so much. It was a joy to have you on, Andrew. Stay tuned for more. We're living it up. We want all people to feel welcome here at the show. And I thank you so much for listening and for your respect and your attention. Be well.